Hey Shopify store owner, are you ready to learn how to scale your store without blowing through your budget? Because if so, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 different common money sinks that I see happening all of the time for Shopify stores and how to avoid them, but also how to optimize your store for more growth and sales, right? That sounds awesome. I'm glad you're on board. Let's get started. First off, we've got to talk about returns because I see returns being the number one way that it can drain your profits. Not only are you sending this product out, but you're getting it back, you're having to deal with processing and having employees to manage that. Or if you have a fulfillment agency, you're still having to pay additional charges for restocking and all of that. Plus, obviously, you're losing that customer. They're probably not going to come back and purchase from you again if they're not having a good experience or the product wasn't what they thought it was going to be. Returns are obviously a killer for online stores, and it's a big thing that happens because people aren't in store. They're not able to actually hold the product in their hand and decide for themselves right then if they want it or not. So let's talk about first and foremost how to get rid or at least reduce returns for your online store. So if you are an apparel brand, this is going to be extremely important because the highest amount of returns are typically with apparel stores because people order the product online, it looks good, and then they try it on and it doesn't fit. It doesn't look good on their body type or whatever it is, and this is a common reason for returns. So make sure that you're showing a variety of examples of models of different sizes in the clothing and actually highlight what size the model is wearing. You also want to have any additional kind of information on the product page about the actual sizing. So an app I recommend with this is Kiwi Sizing, and it gives a lot more detailed information about your product sizing and what's going to work best for that customer based off of the size of the product and their sizing as well. It's really easy to set up and it gives that additional information for customers so that they can feel confident whenever they're ordering an apparel piece online that it's going to most likely fit them. You can also highlight other reviews on the product page of people saying, it fits true to size or runs a little large or runs a little small, so they can feel confident seeing what other people have said when they ordered it and how it'll fit for them as well. The best way to avoid returns is to just make sure that the customer feels like they have accurate sizing information from the very beginning, before they even hit add to cart, that they are going to be ordering that right size right away. And it's super important to make sure that your product page is optimized to have all of that sizing information there. If you're not an apparel brand and you're still seeing a high amount of returns on your store, then figure out why. Ask customers why they returned a product. Look through those customer support emails. See if there's a common thread of what people are saying of why they're returning, and try and resolve that either in your product or on the product page to give additional information so that you're covering that. You're highlighting the features that maybe they're not understanding whenever they're originally purchasing the product. And you've got all of that in one area on your product page so that each product page is its own landing page so that a customer has all of the information there that they need to confidently order from your store. Okay, so another big drain that I see for online stores is that they're over discounting. Discounting can be great to get some additional revenue in kind of for a specific time of year, like the holidays or something like that. However, if you over discount or customers are always just expecting to get a discount from you because you're always running sales, you know those brands, we've all seen them, then you're just cutting into your profit margin and you're training your customers to never actually pay full price, which is not ideal. So I want you to think strategically about how you're offering discounts on your store. For me, I like to do a discount for your first order and have that be part of joining an email newsletter, an SMS club to get 10 to 15% off that first online order. But after that, I don't like doing discounts. Instead, do things that add value to the customer and give the discount there, but you're still increasing your average order cart. So for example, you can use this in upsells. So that first product on the store that they've added to the cart is a full price item. And then you can have other items that you are showcasing that they get a discount for if they add that to the cart in addition. You can have this on the post checkout page or just have it directly on the product page. Once they've added that first product to the cart, cart, then highlight some additional products that they may be interested in as well that are related to that first product, and then give the discount there, or have something else like a free gift with purchase. An app that I love to use for this is the Automatic Discounts and Upselling app by Stay Tuned. It's a really helpful app that makes it easy for your customers to understand where that discount is and highlight other products that are on your store. This works really well if you have a variety of different products on your store that all relate to each other, because you can highlight them in strategic ways through this different app pop-up that you have to increase the average order cart value, which is really helpful to increase your profit margin and also help cover any costs with marketing as well. So with the Automatic Discounts and Upsell app, you can add in things like a free shipping after they reach a certain threshold for their order, or doing a free gift with purchase, or limited time discounts with a certain amount of time window that they have to add this in, and that increases the urgency of your store. These are all strategic ways to highlight different products on your store and get customers to spend just a little bit more without having to do just discounts all over the place. So make sure that you're keeping your profit margin in mind whenever you're doing any kind of discounts on your store, so that you're not gonna end up at the end of the day losing money on an order. We do not want that to happen. That's why I love doing discounts with upsells or other bundling, because then it makes sure that they're spending a little bit more to get that discount and you're able to cover more of your cost. Both of the apps that I recently mentioned of the Kiwi sizing for returns, as well as the Automatic Discounts and Upsells, are through a company called Stay Tuned, which is a Shopify app company, and they're the sponsor of this portion of the video. Stay Tuned has a variety of apps that help you run your store strategically. So with the Kiwi sizing app to help with returns, as well as Automatic Discounts and Upsells, they've got other apps available as well that really help to maximize your sales on your online store. They also have additional apps like the Bundle Builder app, where you give control to your customer to build out their perfect bundle of products that you offer in your store, as well as they have a bulk discounts app and a pre-order app that lets you be able to easily set products for purchase before they're available to ship through pre-ordering. And they have back in stock notifications if your products do run out, and you're able to still capture their email address and their information. So as soon as your products are back in stock, you're able to still capture that sale. I'll link to all of these apps below, along with some additional information that makes it really easy to find the right app that you're looking for to grow your online sales. So I really wanted to mention their pre-order app, because that actually leads into the third way that I see people losing money on their Shopify store, which is actually overstocking their inventory. They're purchasing way too much inventory, and they're all in their garage or in a fulfillment center, wherever it is, but they're not actually able to move that inventory. You kind of want to find that balance where you don't have too little of inventory or too much inventory. So make sure that you're buying inventory based off of data and sales from previous trends. If you are trying out a brand new product, start smaller with your inventory that you're ordering so you can test the market and make sure that it's a good fit. You may have to go back in and make changes to your product as well. So you don't want to be stuck with thousands and thousands of that first run that you're not able to then sell. So it's really helpful to actually, at the very beginning at least, start with a lower inventory of your product and then scale up from there. Again, you can add in different apps like the pre-order app as well that I already mentioned, to make it really easy to be able to sell things before you even have inventory in stock. And they have that back in stock notification. So if you didn't order enough inventory and it goes viral and you sell out, no worries, that's okay. You can add in a back in stock notification so you can still capture those customers. The fourth way that I see people spending way too much money and time on their Shopify store that doesn't lead to extra sales is having too many unnecessary apps. There's so many apps in the Shopify app store now. Like, I think the last I checked, there was like over 8,000. I get it, it's exciting, and there's so many different options that you can do. However, apps can add some additional code to your store that can slow things down, and it's additional monthly expenses as well. I always recommend doing a quarterly review of your store overall, your analytics, and your apps to make sure that you're using the correct ones and evaluating their performance. So if you're starting an initiative like a referral program, but after 3 months it's not really taking off, okay, maybe it's time to reevaluate if you need that app. There's so many different ways to think through of exactly the apps that you need on your online store. And I've actually got a guide called the Shopify Tune-Up. That's a free guide. I'll link it below. If you want to go through my same process that I use on my stores every quarter to evaluate what apps are working and which ones are not, so you can make sure that you're changing it out to use the right apps for you. It's also really helpful to think through of apps that can be used for multiple different variety of things, kind of like the automatic discounts and upsell app can be used for a variety of different things, whether it's limited time promotions, holiday sales, or upsells on your site. One app does the work of 3, and so it's great to find apps that have multiple different functionalities all in one to save you the cost of having all of those apps and it's slowing down your store as well. Whatever you do, don't just add an app in, set it, and then forget about it. It's always great to go back in and make sure it's working for you and working for your customers as well. The final way that I recommend avoiding losing money for your Shopify store is to really be strategic with your paid ads. So many times I talk to online store owners that are excited to start doing paid advertising for their store and increasing their sales. However, they just start doing everything and they're running Facebook and Instagram ads and TikTok ads and Google ads and Pinterest, and they're doing all of the things, which can be helpful if you have the funds for it. However, a lot of times things are not going to work out for all of these different platforms. So instead, it's better to be a bit more strategic and start with one platform at a time. Think through of exactly where your customer is hanging out online and start there. Figure out the exact messaging and creatives that will work for your audience as well. So this is going to be some testing that you're doing with that first platform before expanding into other marketing platforms as well. It can also be really helpful to be targeted with your audience so that you can make sure that you're reaching the right customers on that platform that you choose. I always recommend also adding in retargeting options for adding that code to your site, like the Facebook pixel, so that you can make sure that you're targeting your customers who come to your site but don't purchase, that you're able to serve them an ad later as well. For Facebook and Instagram, I really recommend doing an Advantage Plus shopping campaign. This can pull in your catalog of products directly from your Shopify store and make it really easy to target your customers. You don't really actually even have to do a retargeting campaign. That's kind of what the Advantage Plus shopping campaign will do, of finding those customers that have been to your site before or new customers who are the most likely to purchase from you. Just to be clear, I'm not saying don't do paid advertising. Just be strategic about doing paid advertising for your store, and also think through that it's gonna take some time to start seeing some real results. Don't just think, okay, I'm gonna start my first campaign, put a couple $100s in, and then be making thousands back. It takes time to test out your images and your copy and the different ad formats to find that sweet spot that's going to resonate the most with your customers and bring the most traffic and sales to your store. So it's a long-term process, and it's best not to blow all of your budget at the very beginning and slowly kind of work your way into it. And then once you've got one platform figured out, then switching to doing ads on another platform as well. Overall, there's so many great options to grow your online store. And if you're looking for step-by-step guidance on how to actually optimize your store and set up ads, then I've got a program for you that I think would be a great fit called the 7-Day Sales Sprint. It's 7 days of actionable tips every single day for ways to optimize your store, create different promotions on your store, as well as doing paid advertising, and it's all can be accomplished in under an hour every single day for your store. So we walk you through every single step of the way, so you're not left feeling like, okay, what do I do next to grow my online store? We've got it all figured out for you, and we walk you through the process step by step. So I'll link more information for that below. I know I mentioned a lot of apps in this video, so if you're interested to learn more apps that I recommend for your Shopify store with additional functionality like reviews or loyalty programs, check out over here these videos next that walk you through all of the apps that I recommend.